Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jared Allen with Weather Iowa, getting you up to date on the weather situation. We've got the potential for some severe weather, of course, coming up here a little bit later on today. And I want to keep you informed, kind of give you a timeline as to when we can expect severe weather across our area. Of course, we've got the potential for some severe thunderstorms. Those are definitely likely for our area coming up here later today. I'll get you an update here as we welcome you to the Weather Center here. As I get you an update here, we'll show you what we're thinking as far as severe weather. But first, let's start with what's happening across the southeastern corner of Iowa right now. We've got numerous flash flood warnings that are in effect for that portion of the state just because of thunderstorm activity that rolled through in the overnight. Flash flood warning until 5:45 there. We've also got some severe thunderstorm warnings for northeastern Missouri, and this line of storm activity will continue to move towards the southeast as the day continues, kind of setting things up for the potential for some severe weather across the area. Obviously, right now we've got nothing in the northern Iowa area, as you can see there. But this is kind of what we're thinking as far as weather for the day today as we take a look at some of the model runs here that took place. This is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You can see nothing really significant happening across the state of Iowa. But then we get towards, 7, 8 o'clock this evening. We've got thunderstorms over southwest Minnesota. We've got this area of thunderstorms to the southwest of Fort Dodge. That around 8 o'clock this evening. Then 9 o'clock, you see some activity. And then you get more towards the 10 o'clock hour. You've got this line moving in from Minnesota into northern Iowa, much over most of the northern Iowa area. And of course, that thunderstorm activity will merge into a bigger line, which will affect the eastern part of the state, Cedar Rapids area, around midnight. And 1 o'clock, exiting the state, getting close to exiting the state at that point at around 1 o'clock in the morning. So, this is what the National Weather Service is thinking as far as the potential for severe weather. Of course, we've got a level 3, which is an enhanced risk of severe weather. They've got a 5-level system. Excuse me. Got a 5-level system there. 1 being marginal, 2 being slight, 3 being enhanced risk, 4 moderate risk, and 5 high risk. If you watch the movie Twisters over the weekend, which I did with my wife, they refer to level 5 high risk over Oklahoma in that movie. So high risk, obviously, significant severe weather potential across that area. But anyway, slight risk of severe weather for areas mainly east of I-35 coming up later today. We've got the enhanced risk for areas west of I-35, which include Fort Dodge, Ames, Algona, Spencer, Storm Lake, Denison, Carroll, Atlantic, those areas coming up here a little bit later today. So we've got the potential for some severe weather. Of course, we've got some extreme heat too, which is happening across the southern portion of the state of Iowa. Heat advisories in effect for Fort Dodge, Ames, Des Moines. Obviously, that will provide some fuel. There's a lot of moisture and instability in the air, which could make things a little bit tricky here coming up a little bit later today. So let's back this out here a little bit so you can kind of see how things, are settling. Obviously, this is, now you've got thunderstorm activity over southeastern Iowa. Those will move into northern Illinois, but you can kind of see how things shape up here later today across southwest Minnesota and then form and move into northern Iowa coming up this evening. This is Zulu time, so this would be 11 p.m. our time. Zulu time currently is 5 hours ahead of us. So you got to kind of do the math there with that. But you can see this line of thunderstorms over southern Minnesota. This line here over portions of central and southern Iowa will kind of form and move east into Illinois, northern Illinois, and then eventually into Indiana, as you can see, kind of almost a derecho effect there over the state of Indiana during the morning hours on Thursday. So that kind of gives you an idea as to what's going on here. Let's go back to the Iowa And to give you an idea, I would say most likely things will be taking place, 10 o'clock this evening, after 9 for sure. And then moving into the overnight, and of course, moving into the eastern portions of Iowa and eventually into Illinois. So that kind of gives you an idea as to what's going to be happening. Of course, you can follow us on all the different social media platforms. You'll see those there. If you feel so kind in your heart and would like to send us a tip for our weather information, you can do so there via Venmo as well. So we'll post weather warnings as they become available, of course, via our social media platforms if those occur across northern Iowa later today. But I personally believe that severe weather will happen after 9 p.m. this evening for those of us here in northern Iowa. So stay with Weather Iowa. We'll keep you informed with the latest weather information.